Myself, Charlie Veitch, I am in many police intelligence reports, and I've heard this from policemen on the street. They all recognize me, and I asked them, "How do you know who I am? Is it from my films on the internet?" He goes, "No, you're in intelligence reports. We get told about you in briefings." And I might do a Freedom of Information Act request to see what lists I'm on. But in a way, I'm happy that they're paying attention. I'm happy that there are, obviously, because we're all human beings, a lot of good people in the police. And the many evolutions around the world work because young students, people with conscience, spend a lot of time working with the police, kind of bringing about a kind of predictive programming idea in their mind, saying, look, things are going to change in the next 2 or 3 years. You have to remember, you're a human being, you have a family. The people at the top, they don't really care about you, but we the people, we're all in this together, we care about you. So part of the Love Police's work is to remind the British police that they're not slaves, they're human beings. But it's very difficult when they're wearing a black and white Freemason crown around their head and the Queen's insignia on their helmet. But that's part of the symbol keeping the artifice alive. What else do I want? It's a slight tangent, but a lot of people are very scared of Alex Jones and they think he is a fear-monger. It took me about 2 years to understand Alex Jones. And what I think Alex Jones is he is almost, in a way, our moral conscience, because he gets so passionate and he gets really, really enraged at seeing bullies hurt other people. And it's very human of Alex. And when you get Alex in his quieter moments, in his more introspective moments, he does admit that he can hardly take it. And I see Alex Jones as a guy who really, really, really feels very emotional about what's happening. And he is able to express his emotions in a very human and Texan way. And I admire him. And you can see him losing his voice. When you hear Alex Jones over the last 10 years, his voice is getting hoarser and hoarser and more pained. And don't be scared of what Alex Jones is doing. He is having a very emotional reaction to things which are truly happening. Of course, Alex Jones's emotional reaction terrifies a lot of people, and they think Alex Jones is a CIA fear-monger. He's not. If you're scared of Alex...
I heard he was a reptilian Catholic coadjutator from the planet Zupton.
Of course he is, yeah, but information is information. If you're scared of it, that's you projecting your fear onto poor Alex Jones. Alex Jones has done more to spread information than anyone else, and he does it in an American Texan way. That's his flavor, and fair play to him. And I've been...
Well, let me just get on the record, because I don't think I've addressed this specifically, but people always leave comments telling me that I shouldn't support his work, but he was the one who woke me up, and I appreciate his work, and basically all of the things that I cover, he's covered, and usually in more detail and depth, so I'm going to continue to support his work until such time as, I guess, he goes off the deep end or something, but assuming that doesn't happen, I'm an Alex Jones supporter generally.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that I trust or believe everything that comes from his mouth or worship him as a king, but...
Of course not. No, he's an imperfect human being like we all are. But there's something about his emotional reaction which resonates with me, because I get emotional about the stuff out there, and it's very human. It's purely human. And coming back to the Love Police, there wouldn't be a Love Police without Alex Jones, because we are an organic sprouting of that emotional reaction Alex had, and I was thinking, how can I take this emotion and kind of make it rational and put it back out there into the universe? And the only way I found that it worked was through comedy. It was Oscar Wilde, the English playwright, who said, if you're going to tell people the truth, you have to make it funny or they'll kill you. And maybe certain people throughout history have tried to tell the truth, but it hasn't gone down well, because we need the sugarcoating of fun. We need the sugarcoating of absurdism, which is why a lot of art and a lot of films are absurd. It's hidden in plain sight in an absurd manner, and it's easier to swallow when it's not full of emotion and pain and fear. And in a way, that's maybe why a lot of people are terrified of Alex Jones, because he does present it raw. it's a raw steak, and sometimes people need garnish on their steak before they can eat it.
I hear you, and you have some tasty garnish. So we're definitely looking for some of that at the G20, and I'm looking forward to all the work you're continuing to put out. And much too much for me to even keep up with. You put out so much work, so I certainly hope people are keeping an eye on cveitch.org and checking in regularly for new updates and things. And I understand you're working on films and all sorts of things and projects. So how can people best support you?
Well, just take the message of individualism. I want to see a sprouting of, young or old people just quitting the system and taking that leap of faith. I found that in terms of finance and money, if you believe in what you do and you do it with honor and love in your heart, the people will help you. The people around us are the manifestations of ourselves. So the first thing you need to do is forgive yourself. I've done, naughty things in the past. I've never hurt anyone truly, but I've hurt girlfriends. I've hurt family emotionally. I've worked in finance. I've invested people's money in arms companies. I've invested people's money in Chinese companies, which Chinese people are victims as well. But we need to forgive ourselves for the harm we've done, and in forgiving ourselves, we forgive the world around us. And people want to see people who've done bad admit they've done bad and try it, because it's a human story. And I want to see you asked me what's the best way people can support me is just, if you see me out and about, give me a hug, send me nice messages of support. If you work for a major corporation and you're a bit bored of it and you're quitting, please send a few dollars my way, because that corporate money, if it comes through you, if you're taking it as your salary, it's kind of like money laundering. Oh, James, I forgot to mention, the George Soros Film Foundation offered us money, and I said, no. I said, I'm sorry, guys. No, that's bad money. That's evil. And, if you start compromising and taking money from people like George Soros, and actually it was in your podcast where you exposed George Soros as a crook, and strangely enough, the synchronicity of the universe, James, it was just after I listened to your podcast about George Soros that I was invited to take money from his film foundation. I went, no. So if you start compromising a little bit, it's a slippery slope. And maybe one reason why the hippies, the movement failed in the 60s is because a lot of them sold out. And I hope I never sell out. Let me just rephrase that. I never will sell out, because it doesn't resonate with me. And I've seen it happen to so many people. And if I wanted to be rich, I'd go back into finance. I'm a clever guy. I can sell investments to people, but it's not right. It's not right. So just to human beings out there, by helping others, you're helping yourself. So believe in yourself, find your own connection to the source, to the divine. You don't even need to be a religious or spiritual person. You can be a quantum physicist, and there is something weird happening. If scientists can believe that everything came from nothing, as in the Big Bang, nothing made everything, you'll believe anything. And I say, do trust in the human beings around you, and that trust will be reciprocated. And do not get caught up in material objects or in money, because these things are they're not designed, but these things will own you. As Tyler Durden says in the film Fight Club, that which we own ends up owning us. And ownership is a strange concept. So keep on loving, keep on trusting, but be very careful who you allow close to you. Be careful of compromising, and if you do what you believe is right, and every single person has a moral radar inside them, we know what is right. And don't be scared of your mistakes. Forgive yourself for your mistakes, and also remember, everything is okay.
Charlie Veitch, cveitch.org, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me today.
Thank you, James. It's been an honor, and carry on the good work.
You too.